Babe, I gotta go. Matt just dropped a new YouTube video. What is going on, everybody? Matt at Bignar here with Search Engineers, back with another video. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, today I have something really special for you. This is a case study from one of my own clients. Okay, now I'm going to be keeping their business name anonymous for confidentiality purposes, okay? But I wanted to explore Performance Max and what we've done so well for them. This is a Performance Max case study, to be very clear, okay? So if you're interested in another strategy, this isn't the video for you. I really think that there's something for any e-commerce brand to take from this. Let's jump into it. So we are inside my client's account. Okay, I'm looking at the last around couple months worth of data. So that's starting from July 1st to about September 11th. For several months, they have no conversion data. Mind you, they were still spending money here, but they did not have any conversion data. So they had no conversion data coming in, but they were spending money. Look at that. Boom. Crazy. Conversion data started to come in a little bit, right? Their spend was still really small. We switched them over to a Performance Max campaign strategy, okay? And after having pretty much no business and no conversion data, now mind you, there really wasn't any conversion data, so there might have been conversions that were not tracked, okay? But once I implemented conversion tracking, in July, we were able to start to see some sales. So around this time, I set a target return on ad spend to 120%. I successfully implemented conversion tracking. Now for the month of June and for the first half of July, I wanted to get as much conversion data as I possibly could, okay? So around this time, we started seeing more conversions, right? We started to get 4 conversions, 6, 9, 12, etc. Okay, so that's good. Heading into July, right? And now, mind you, return on ad spend is a 0.86 for the month of June, right? Not much conversion data. For the month of July, okay, after setting, now through this time in the month of June, after setting up conversion tracking, I did not have a target return on ad spend setting. So it was on max conversion value. Okay, without a TROAS. For the month of July, I set a target ROAS to 120%. Okay, so this isn't necessarily documented in any of Google's literature, but it's basically said that Google, when you do not have a target return on ad spend setting, max conversion value is basically set to 100% automatically. So if you set it lower than 100%, then it'll be targeted lower. But if you're set to max conversion value without a target ROAS, it's basically just 100%. If I'm starting with a brand new account with little to no conversion data, I don't know what we're going to be able to sustainably see as a return on ad spend when we set to target ROAS. Target ROAS is a superpower with Performance Max in a Google Ads campaign, okay? We went from a 0.86 ROAS for the entire month of June, May, March, 0.86. As soon as we started bringing in conversion data, we were at a 0.86. We were below 1x, okay? If you see here towards the end of August, after I set to 120% target ROAS, conversions went way up almost immediately. We had this huge peak, and then we had some waves to follow that. For the month of August, we jumped up to a 3.43X ROAS, okay? A 3.43X return on ad spend, right? And you see here, I have documented every time I make any of these changes so that I can track what is happening in the account. You can almost always directly correlate any trends in the account to some sort of changes that you've made. So instead of me having to go and dig in the change history, I just have them all noted right here. So directly after raising to 120% target ROAS, we almost immediately saw a 3x return on ad spend, which is a really interesting case study to explore. Google's return on ad spend, Google's smart bidding strategy. Sometimes it seems counterintuitive, but if you set it lower, it can sometimes perform much better, right? Now, in this case, after a little bit of time, I just bumped it up to 300% because I was like, hey, I want to continue to sustainably see that return. I don't want to see any of those lower days. Now, the 300% turned out to be extremely sustainable as well. At this point, I'm able to start scaling budgets. So I got really excited when I saw our success from increasing to 120% a day. Let me pull my calendar back a bit. So I increased it to 120% a day. You can see from there on out, it's been just awesome growth ever since. Incremental growth I raised target ROAS from 120 to 145 on July 31st. I didn't really love the performance I saw that day, but at the same time, it might have been a little bit too early to turn things off. So as you can see, I was spending my full budget of about $100 or more the days leading up to that. And then when I increased target ROAS there, I did not spend my full budget. So I was a little bit concerned with that, and I kind of just didn't want to keep going at that rate. So I changed back to 120%. Okay. I kept things at 120%. We were sustainably still seeing a 3x ROAS. So by then I was able to start increasing budgets. So I was able to increase budgets, and I was able to sustainably get more conversions back for the same price. Scaled budgets even more on the 14th of August. Okay. On the 18th of August, I increased target ROAS to 300%, and I did not see any real drops as a result of that. So this account has been seeing some peaks and valleys, and it's pretty natural for them to see that as it is, but they still maintain a 3x return on ad spend, okay? Raised budgets on the 14th, increased target ROAS to 300%, raised budgets even more, and I'm still sustainably seeing that 3x return, okay? So by this point, we're now playing around with bidding strategies a little bit more. So we're currently at a 325%. But basically, my goal is to see how high I can get their return on ad spend to be as early as possible before scaling. Okay, that's kind of my approach. I want them to be as profitable as possible, right? Why not? Why wouldn't you want your client to do well like that, right? At the same time, the only challenge is I don't want to restrict the system too much, because if I increase target return on ad spend too high, the system is going to be limited to how much traffic it can actually push out, and we will start to not spend our full budget. So to find that sweet spot, set a target return on ad spend in the beginning. Don't make it too high so as to limit traffic. See how your performance is. If your actual return on ad spend is higher than your target, that means you can slowly start to raise your target, okay? Raise it in only small increments of about 25 points or less, so you don't shock the system too much, and don't make too many bid adjustments in 1 week or 2 or 3 weeks. You should really only be raising target ROAS every few weeks, in my opinion, okay? If you're seeing solid conversion data coming back, maybe you can increase it in about a week, but even still, you need a little bit more time. It's better to just let things sit, let things bake, let the system do its thing, and then make optimizations once you have more conversion data with the given settings. So at this rate, these guys were at a $3,000 per month budget. They were burning all of it. They were not seeing any of that money come back. Okay, so they're profitable above 3x in ROAS. So these guys are profitable anything above 3x. So they're profitable from their ads, and they're driving a ton of new customers into their subscriber list every single month, every week, every day. There are many different factors that can cause your Performance Max campaigns to either succeed or fail, and this is why I have a very special offer for you today. If you qualify, I will provide you a free audit and 1 month of free Google Ads management. Click the link in the description, fill out the application. If you qualify, we can get on a call and get the process started. Performance Max is an absolute driver for growth when utilized correctly. When utilized incorrectly, it can really burn a ton of money. Don't make those mistakes. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments below. Have a great day. Peace.